Hi campers. I thought I'd record a quick video to talk about this little challenge I'm doing. So, as I put in my original post, I got the idea from Michael, who I know from way back from going to watch him and other mates playing bands and all that kind of thing. And his challenge just popped up on my feed, and I started watching some of his videos where he was talking about what he's doing, how he's doing it. And it just struck a chord with me as something I wanted to try in the new year. And he recorded some videos as he went through, and I found those really interesting, kind of inspiring. I guess that's why I thought I'd end up doing it, because hearing him talk about the process was really useful. So every now and again I might do one of these to kind of update on how I'm doing, what I'm finding, what I'm learning. A lot of it's about kind of toughness, mental fitness, toughness, getting through things, but also the processes you go through, which I'm always really interested in. So I thought I'd record a quick video now. I'm on day 3. I thought today would be really hard when I woke up this morning, because I had very little sleep due to baby, and that's point one. I'd say if you're going to do this 75 hard challenge, then probably do it when you haven't got a 14-month-old who's pain in the bum. But you know, I woke up really tired, and that's part of it, is just kind of forcing yourself to get through it, do what you need to do. I had limited time today, so I've basically been on Zoom calls or Teams calls all morning. So and this was something Michael said in one of his videos the other day, you have to just kind of pick a slot and commit to it. So I looked at my diary, and you know, between 12 and 1 there was an hour spare, which gives me just enough time to get my gear on, go and work out, and be back at my desk for the next call. I still need to eat lunch, which is probably quite important when you're doing this as well. So the one thing in terms of the exercise, I'm really trying to vary it. So I'm actually training for Brighton Marathon at the moment, which is in April, which is scary because I've not really run that much over the last couple of months due to injury and Christmas and stuff. But this is hopefully going to help with that. So I'll be going out running a lot as my part of my exercise. I do a lot of weights and kind of sit-up circuits at home anyway, so I will be weaving those in. But also I've got a punch bag out the back, which I've had for a couple of years, and I've never really used it. And one of the things that I've been thinking about with this challenge is, again, in terms of overcoming obstacles and thoughts blocking you and stuff like that. I think it's already been quite useful, because I don't use my punch bag because I'm always worried about one, how my neighbours are going to respond. We haven't got the biggest garden, and the houses are, you know, quite closed in, so you can hear stuff. We live in a quiet little village as well, so me punting and pounding away on a bag is not that quiet, as those who used to train with me at kickboxing know. So I've always worried about that, like being too disruptive and being a kindly neighbour. And again, Molly's really good at going, just do it. Like, why do you worry about stuff so much? So a bit of a New Year's resolution, I guess, to try and stop overthinking things and just let stuff go. So it's been good in that sense. First time I've been out on the punch bag in ages and just made all the noise I could. The second thing I worry about is ruining our garden. And quite frankly, our garden is now in such a state that I don't care anymore. If it turns into a mud bath where I'm jumping around and sliding and all sorts of things, then that'll get sorted at some point in the future, I'm sure. So I've done 45 minutes on the bag. 2 other things I've learned is probably don't throw yourself straight into a really hard boxing routine. So I downloaded an app and just picked a 45-minute session, and it was hard going. It was kickboxing as well, so I've not kicked in a couple of years now, and yeah, it was hard going, but good fun. The other thing I've learned is make sure you know where you're working out. If you're going to utilise any space you can, because you're limited on time and space, probably make sure there's no stones sticking up through the lawn, because I smacked my knee on one. My bad knee, which is in a state of disrepair anyway. So probably check out where you're working. Just talking about some of the other elements. So I said that drinking the water was going to be one of the hardest things, like a gallon of water. One of my Facebook friends, Andy, pointed out yesterday that a UK gallon is different to an American gallon. So it actually changes how much you need to drink. So that's good. I'm down to 4.5 bottles. I've got a portable bottle, like a metal bottle that's 800 ml, so it's 4.5 of those a day. But I'm actually finding that easier than I thought. If I make a concerted effort to get up and drink some in the morning, sip through it as I go through the day, The problem is if you forget to do that when you've got meetings and stuff, because you kind of need to sit there on these calls and drink and get through it that way. If you forget, then you're playing catch up a bit. The reading, so thinking about like mental barriers and stuff like that. There's a book I've read, and Hazel is going to hate me for saying this if she hears this, but I've never fully read her brilliant book called The Mind Monster Solution, which is all about tackling like your self-limiting beliefs and stuff like that. I've got kind of 3/4 of the way through it before, and then got to a point where I couldn't finish it due to everything else going on in my life. So I've picked that up again, and I'm starting from the start with that because it's a really good kind of thing to dovetail into the challenge itself. But I've said to people, I'm not being strict about it needs to be a self-help book or getting over your mental demons kind of thing. As long as I'm learning something from what I'm reading. So if I'm growing in some way, whether it's actual knowledge, practical things, spiritually, however you want to look at it, then I'm taking that as a win. So the other book I'm reading is called The Agile Communications Handbook, which is kind of work-based for me. It's talking about how we do really good, efficient communications in a way that don't bore people to tears and gets the message across. So they're the two things I'm reading. And again, the reading part's quite easy. I think I think I said 10 minutes per day. Or I think other people have said 10 pages today, which roughly equates at my speed to the same thing. So that's okay. The other thing is the progress photo, which again is harder than I gave it credit for. So yesterday I didn't take one in the morning, and then I got to the end of the day and thought, oh, I haven't done it. And then I had this turmoil about whether I was doing it at the same time of day and stuff like that. But I think as long as you're taking them and you're regularly updating your progress and how you look, I'm probably going to make a show reel just for me. I'm not going to share that with anyone. But yeah, I'm probably going to stitch them all together and put them in a line just so I can see how I'm going. Diet, that's the other thing I've not spoken about. So I'm not being hugely strict on diet because actually I feel like I'm okay when it comes to calorie control and eating healthy and stuff like that. So through the tail end of last year, I realised I needed to lose a lot of weight. I put on a lot of weight through lockdown. I was up to about 17 stone 3, which is my heaviest ever. My dad died last year and he had loads of problems with weight and it affected his knees and stuff like that. And I, becoming a dad myself, it really brought into sharp focus how you need to stay on top of it and just control your weight for various reasons. So I went on a diet which was basically just calorie control. I know it's not popular with a lot of people, and calorie counting isn't really fashionable anymore, but it works. If you exercise and don't eat as many calories and you eat the right kind of calories, then it works. So I limited myself because I'm really sedentary. My work is desk based. So I'm sitting here most of the day. I'm not really moving at all. There were days when I was finding it a struggle to leave the house because of how busy I was and having a baby and stuff. So I reduced my calorie intake down to 1,500 a day, and I found it quite easy, to be honest. That's not boastful. I think that's really what my body needed. And I was losing weight, so I lost about a stone. And that's where I'm sitting at the moment, is around 16.3. My goal was always to get down to 15, so I wanted to lose 2 stone 3 pounds from my lockdown weight. But now doing this and thinking about it, I used to fight at around 14 stone 10, I think, when I was kickboxing. And even then I remember watching videos of me fighting and being disgusted at how round and lumpy I looked. So I might even go beyond that. I don't know. I'm going to see how it goes with the weight loss because I'm doing a lot of muscle work as well. So I will obviously gain weight through doing that. So I need to see how it goes, look at the progress pictures and see what I think as I go through. But yeah, that's my thoughts for today. I'm glad I've got the first workout out of the way. I'll probably do some more weights and some resistance bands and floor exercises later for my second one. I've got meetings all afternoon now as well, so I'll probably read a bit over lunch and drink a lot of water after the workout. And then, yeah, see how I go tomorrow. So I'm confident that day 3 is going to get a tick in the box. So further than I've got on the other 2 attempts already. So we're rocking, basically. Only another 72 days to go after this. Thanks for watching if you did. I don't know if it was helpful. I probably ummed and ahed all over the place because that's what I do. And there we go. And yeah, like I say, I'll update periodically. I'm not going to bore people to tears, but people can always skim past if they don't want to watch or are not interested in what I'm saying. I'll see you later.